What's up, Anderson? Welcome into the 2026 QMJHL Draft presented by HubCity Driving School. Another draft in the books. We're here with head scout Alex Gauthier for our annual post-draft chat. I guess just another draft in the books. How do you think it went?
I think it was pretty good. Like, we didn't have that many picks this year, so we had to maneuver through that. So we added, we kind of go to a couple of later round picks that we like. So I think it went pretty good for what we had for pick.
Just talk about some of our picks. I think no surprise, we took a little bit of an American route this year with Sam Lee and Mason Stonacek. Just tell us about those guys and what can maybe expect from them in a Wildcats jersey down the road.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Sam Lee's one of the top U.S. kids forward in the States. Obviously, he made the NTDP this year. So we will see how it goes with that. But he was too good not to pick him there. So it was one during our viewings. I went to the state a couple of times to see him, and he's a dominant offensive player. He's a very young 2010 born as well, so he's a guy that can be a very good offensive forward for us down the road if or when he comes to Moncton.
You look at the fifth round pick from my neck of the woods out in Calgary. Did Etienne Rouleau help with some viewings on that with Luke McGuire from Calgary?
Yeah, Luke is from Newfoundland actually, but he played in Calgary, and yes, Etienne did watch him a time of two. So we had the chance to see Luke as well around Montreal, and he was in Dieppe early in the season, and we watched some video on him. And Luke is very smart, quick, smaller guys right now, may take an inch or two, but he's a very talented player. So that's why we went with him in the fifth round.
One thing I noticed is a lot of the picks have late birthdays, December, September, December. Was that kind of in the plans to make sure that, you don't necessarily have to jump in right now, but you still want to make sure they get them into the queue for their NHL draft year? Was that kind of in the plans, or was that just kind of how the dominoes fell?
It's always how the dominoes fell, but we absolutely take that into consideration, especially for U.S. guys like Lee and Stonacek, because they have one more year of high school to do before, go into NCAA and stuff like that. So we take that into consideration, as well as in the 10th round, we drafted those two D-men, Rossignol and Sévigny. So those are basically 2010, the late December born. So we think they can go back to Midget Triple in Quebec and just do their season development, and then we'll see from there after that. So I think and obviously, saying that, I don't want to mean that they cannot make the team next year. Obviously,
So this is kind of your Super Bowl, your event that you look forward to every year. I guess just how tough was it to sit through round one, sit through round two? I mean, I know banners and going back-to-back championships makes a massive difference, and we wouldn't trade it for anything. But just as a guy that wants to pick guys, and this is your Super Bowl, like, how tough is it just to kind of sit there and take it all in? Because we were getting kind of antsy. We were waiting, and then we get to the pick, and it gets traded, and how was it just kind of getting antsy for you?
It's part of the game, I think. It's just part of it. Yeah. And we were lucky enough with the Wildcats, we had picks, good level of picks every year since I'm there or close to it. So it was the first year that we were down number of pick-wise. So I can live with that for 1 year for sure. And, we were lucky enough. We drafted character, I think, this year. Like a guy like Sean Dwyer. He's obviously he's Gordie's son, and his brother plays in the league. He's a guy, high character kid. Yeah. And so is Luke, and so is the Stonacek kid who plays hard, So we went toward that way, like drafting good character with the pick that we had.
Yeah. And I guess just looking ahead to next year's draft in Victo, you've probably got your eyes on some players already. But what's the 2011 group looking like in Quebec?
It's tough because I don't do a lot of under 15, so it's a kind of game year. It's in Quebec City, so that will be very interesting to watch. I think it's a decent draft, just as comparable as this year probably. And we heard that the Atlantic group is pretty good, and the US 2011 group is good as well. So hopefully it's a good draft again. And just to end it, I forgot to speak about Sam Tanguay. Mm-hmm. So Sam is Alex Tanguay's son. So he has a very good genetics as well. Was playing with Detroit Little Caesar, who's one of the best team in the States, and we think with his genetics and how he plays right now that he has a high upside pick as well. So.
And like, of course, Olivier Sevigny with his dad, his New Brunswick connection with his dad playing in the AHL. There's Fredericton, his brother played for the Sea Dogs as well. So that's some good family connections there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like we picked Alex Tanguay's son, then Gauthier Dwyer's son, then Pierre Sevigny's son. So we went for some sons this year. So
Family over everything. Appreciate all your hard work, Alex.
appreciate
Thank you.
it a lot.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks. Jeremy here with Robert Chalmers from Elite Prospects, our American expert, I guess you could say. I guess just your overall thoughts on the American content that we saw off the board today.
It was good. It was a good day. There was something's playing on my glasses right now. I don't want that. It was a good day. It was definitely interesting. No Americans yesterday. We had a word, maybe one we go at the end. But besides that, it was a good day of drafting. Good day of some good American talent going to the queue. Whether they go is another question, as they have options now with the NCAA rule. But no, it was a good day. It was a good day.
Yeah. And on a Moncton standpoint, Sam Lee and Mason Sonachek, what can you tell us about those kids?
Yep, Sam Lee. He's very, very skilled. Very skilled. He's a tremendous release of a shot, especially up the one-timer. A few goals I saw in person of him this year, as I'm only 5 minutes from Belmont Hill where he played at during the prep year, and then in the fall and at Nationals with the Minuteman Flames. He's got a great skill set offensively. Shows some significant ability in his own zone as well. I think he definitely could be a real solid player at the Q level if he goes. Likely, he's a late birth year, so likely would be a similar situation where he does 2 years at the NCDP and then comes to Moncton. Or if something goes wrong, that's why you pick him higher, just in case something maybe he comes over early. But definitely a great pick for Moncton. I believe in the 3rd round they got him. But he's a great kid, great player. Had a little bit of an injury, I believe, this year as well. But the way he played through that, I really could see why Moncton picked him that high.
Yeah, and Sonachek obviously went to the New England Showcase, played to the Q Cup, so you have to know that there was some interest in the Q if he's at both of those events. Yep. What type of defenseman are we seeing out of him?
One of your more old school style defenders from the back end. He's not super big, but he plays like it. Like he's so confident on the breakout, especially behind his own net with the forecheck coming at him. I think at the New England Showcase, like on every time the forecheck was coming at him, he succeeded every time to get the breakout going. He was so good at getting pucks out of his own zone. Defending on the rush, I think, was probably the best at the New England Showcase. Ended up earning him a late add to the Q Cup in Shawinigan. I think this is a player that, at the beginning of the year on that Mount team, very, very loaded, wasn't purely focused on him, more really focused on the Boisverts and Charbonneaus of the world. And we kind of got lost in the sauce there, which a little bit of my error, I guess you could say. But he was definitely someone at the Q Cup and Q New England Showcase that you couldn't miss. He was probably one of the best players at that showcase. Probably needs another year of development if I had to guess, but after that, he could be a tremendous, steady rush defender from the back end for the Wildcats.
And I guess a player that we're anticipating will be joining the Wildcats next year, Will Manchuso. Just a few words on him.
Yeah, so still not official yet. If he joins, awesome. Be very good for the Wildcats. Could be picked the NHL draft coming up. Real good skater, real good shot as well. Really started to rise his stock last year at the New England Prep playoffs, the Elite Eight. St. Mark's made the Elite Eight. Lost in the final, but I thought in every game he was one of their best players. Him and Logan Cotter, who was picked today by Newfoundland. Right. But Manchuso is just the complete offensive package. He's so smart. The sense is just there. The skating is tremendous. He can just fly. I think both games I watched of him in person this year. Actually, no, I watched him more than that. But there was 2 games I watched him in person where he just went end to end around defenders with no issue. He's a effortless skater, tremendous sense and IQ. But I think hopefully if he joins the Wildcats, he'll be a tremendous player for them.
Awesome. Robert Chalmers, Elite Prospects. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks.
I don't know how to turn this off.
I think you just hit end, right?
Yeah, there we go. That'll do it.
Hey fans, did you just enjoy that video and you want more content just like that? It's real simple. Like and subscribe to the Wildcats Podcast YouTube page. Each and every week we have a podcast. We do interviews post-game after each and every home game. Sometimes we go on the road. We do interviews as well. You want to click that bell so you don't miss any content in case we go live. Again, like and subscribe to the Wildcats Podcast YouTube page, and thanks for watching.